Now on CoastTV News.
On the Way Out, a summer program that's helped Ocean City Police for more than a century is most likely done after this year. We'll tell you why.
A judge now weighing testimony about former Sussex Central principal Brad Layfield's attempt to get his job back. The shocking details in a public hearing today.
Much needed and welcome.
Massive repairs scheduled to come right here to the Indian River Inlet when you will start seeing construction begin.
Oysters playing a vital role in our environment. Startling new data released tonight.
And late time, a winter storm, or rather the last time winter storm came here, we were not necessarily pushing the panic button, but this time around, we're going to have a chance of getting a few inches of snow right here in Sussex County.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
The sign says no trespassing, but when this area is all fixed up, the gates will open yet again. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. There's now a timeline in place for some long anticipated repairs for the Indian River Inlet.
A meeting held this morning shows the changes in the works for the inlet, and people say it is a much needed facelift.
Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us when you'll start to see construction vehicles on site and when work there will get underway.
This disheveled old bulkhead needs a little love, and that's exactly what it's going to get from the Army Corps of Engineers. That work is part of a much larger project along the Indian River Inlet.
So it's exciting. It's going to be a challenging project, and our team is really looking forward to repairing this area that a lot of people in Delaware use and enjoy.
There are three areas the Corps is focused on: the north side bulkhead, the north jetty, and the south jetty. The Army Corps says fixing the bulkhead, which has been closed off for years due to safety concerns, will be a particularly challenging job.
So the Indian River Inlet has a really deep, what we call a scour hole. And with those swift currents in that area that people see, and some of the reasons why there's great fishing there is also some of the reasons why it's challenging from a structural standpoint.
Along with those repairs, the parking lot also needs some work. The Army Corps plans to widen the entrance and exit, move a bathroom, and a toll booth. Cheryl Ellis says the time to fix up the bulkhead and the inlet is now.
It's just being eroded away. The bulkheads over on the lower end, the southern end, they're horrible, and you got to see the cliffs down here now. I mean, they were bad 2 weeks ago, but they're really bad now.
The $43 million project is set to begin this coming May, but the contract to the engineers states the work has to be done by April 2025.
According to Rochette, there will be another meeting discussing these repairs sometime this coming spring, though an exact date is not exactly clear right now, but we'll be sure to pass that along when that date becomes available. I'm Charles Reinert at the Indian River Inlet, Coast TV News.
Taking a live look outside into Salisbury University. It is cold out there this evening. You just saw Charles with his winter coat and hat on. That seems to be the trend this week. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at the forecast. It's getting colder out there, Paul.
And it's going to continue to get colder, and we are watching out for snow this weekend. Our Bay Health camera in Milford indicating right now we have 35 degrees, and we're looking for it to actually stay a little bit on the mild side, but still clear and chilly. Our Orsted camera actually is 46 degrees at this present time, and will drop down to 45 by the time we get to 3 o'clock, and mostly clear skies. Overall, we are watching out for snow. Now, this is going to be happening Friday night going into Saturday morning. I call this Cinderella snow because it's going to happen after the midnight bell tolls, okay? We're going to change from a chariot of clear skies to a pumpkin of maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow, to be quite honest. And if you're north of Milton, we could see between 2 to 4 inches of snow. More on it coming up in a few moments. Till then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. And for more weather updates, make sure you pull out your phones. Go ahead and use your smartphone to scan this QR code. It's a great way to get our First Alert weather app, especially with snow on the way. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
A judge is now considering testimony after a public hearing today where Dr. Bradley Layfield petitioned to get his job back as Sussex Central principal. The Cheer Center in Georgetown was packed with about 70 people in a trial-like public hearing. Dr. Bradley Layfield embraces supporters after hours of testimony. Layfield petitioning the Board of Education to get his job back, something school attorneys vigorously oppose.
If you need training not to mock kids and lie, perhaps our schools are not suitable places of work.
Nearly a dozen school district employees were questioned about when then Principal Layfield showed them a school fight video in which student Anaya Harmon's breast was exposed.
To be rattled a little bit. I mean, I've never been on the stand and asked questions by back and forth lawyers. I just told the truth.
Layfield's attorney told Coast TV this case is misdirected against his client.
Of course they wanted to get rid of my client and all to show that supposedly their hands are clean.
In front of Judge William Carpenter, Indian River School District Superintendent Jay Owen says Layfield's behavior and district policy warranted his termination.
Yes, we've given a lot of thought to it. The issue is that the trust has been lost based on that situation from that day.
Some community members who turned out today expressed sadness and outrage.
And I believe everything that was said by the witnesses, and I am glad that man is no longer in the schools.
But Newberger says Layfield's First Amendment rights are being violated, and now even his family is being unfairly targeted.
Okay, they were attacking his brother for his remarks at a football game. Okay, he lost his state troop command because of that. This is all happening during the same school year.
Layfield now waits for Judge Carpenter's decision, after which the board will decide whether to give him his job back or not. We asked Layfield's attorney what they'd do if he did not get his job back as Sussex Central principal. He declined to say they'd sue, but reaffirmed his belief this whole situation was unconstitutional. So what's next? After Judge Carpenter makes his decision, Indian River Board of Education has 15 days to make theirs. For more information on the history of this case, visit the detailed articles on CoastTV.com.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. In Maryland, applications are open soon for a number of grants. First, the state says starting Monday, qualified applicants can apply for cannabis business license application grants. There's also up to $25,000 in grants for businesses to expand telework capabilities. A reminder for those in Virginia, a burn ban starts Thursday. No open air burning is allowed after 4. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Department says if you need a controlled burn through April 30th, just file a report with them and police so it's not called in as a brush fire. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation says more help is needed to restore oyster habitats, which in turn help the bay. The foundation says oyster sales brought in more than $56 million in revenue in Maryland and Virginia. And the more oyster habitats planted, the better the bay ecosystem, which helps the fishing industry as well. That's a look at just a few things happening across Delmarva. There's a lot more on our website and app, though. I'm Madeline Overturf.
A parking hike in the nation's summer capital is back up for discussion tomorrow. Mayor Stan Mills says a 75-cent increase to $3.75 is on the table, along with a possible $20 increase in parking passes. Mayor Mills says the city's budget increases, they need the help. The meeting takes place tomorrow at 2 p.m. at City Hall.
If you've spent time in Ocean City, you've probably seen them, but it now looks like the seasonal police officer program that could be entering its final year. The program has been around for more than 100 years, dating back to 1910. So why is it on the chopping block? Well, Lieutenant Dennis Eade, somebody who started out in that seasonal program, has some insight.
We're struggling to recruit. We're struggling to find folks that are interested in this profession and this job. And we've seen a drastic decline in numbers over the most recent years, the past 3 to 5 years.
Lieutenant Eade added that while they used to get over 100 applicants for the seasonal police program, they're just now only getting around 20, which is part of the reason why they might be ending this program after this summer. That's going to bring us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your opinion on Ocean City considering full-time police over seasonal officers? Let's take a look at the results.
Look at your screen here. So far, 17% say it's necessary for quality, 15% say that the seasonals offer that much needed support, 68% voted that there's a need for more of both.
Now, if you haven't voted yet, easy to do. Go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. A hearing tomorrow in Maryland will outline a new law being put forward to make sure homeless shelters are run safe and run well. House Bill 577 aims to have shelters checked every 2 years. If one doesn't follow the rules, it could be fined up to $10,000. The goal is to make sure shelters are well run, making sure they're treating people right. A House committee will hear the bill tomorrow when it meets at 12:30.
Fiery testimony today in an Atlanta courtroom as the Fulton County District Attorney who charged former President Donald Trump with trying to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results took the stand in her own defense.
She's pushing back hard against allegations of an ethical conflict that could get her disqualified from the case.
At the same time, the former president now faces a criminal trial in New York next month after a judge denied his bid to dismiss. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest.
Contesting the subpoena.
High drama in an Atlanta courtroom as the district attorney who charged former President Trump with trying to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results took the stand in her own defense.
It's highly offensive when someone lies on you.
A judge hearing arguments streamed live over whether Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis should be disqualified from the Trump case because of a personal relationship with the special prosecutor on the case, Nathan Wade.
These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
That after a former friend and co-worker of Fani Willis testified the relationship began before Willis hired Wade to lead the case, contradicting the pair's statements about the timing.
Now, did you also have observations of Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis together prior to November 1st of 2021?
Yes.
At the same time, a New York judge ruling today former President Trump will go on trial over hush money allegations beginning March 25th in the first ever criminal charges against a former U.S. president. Mr. Trump speaking from the courthouse.
This is just a way of hurting me in the election because I'm leading by a lot.
That after railing against the cases at a South Carolina campaign rally.
I'm being indicted for you, and never forget.
The New York charges date back to Mr. Trump's 2016 campaign, accusations he denies that he doctored his company's books to cover up evidence of an alleged affair with an adult film actress right before the election. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
In a separate civil case, former President Trump is expected to hear tomorrow what penalty he'll face after a New York judge found his company engaged in fraud. The New York Attorney General has asked for a $370 million fine and to ban Mr. Trump from real estate industry in the state for life.
And new tonight, a former FBI informant has been charged with lying about President Joe Biden and his son Hunter's involvement in business dealings with the Burisma Holdings Company. Alexander Smirnov, also charged with creating false records, was arrested Thursday in Las Vegas. The indictment comes from special counsel David Weiss. The charging documents allege the story told by the 43-year-old Smirnov to federal investigators was a, quote, fabrication and an amalgam of otherwise unremarkable business meetings, unquote. Some congressional Republicans made Smirnov his now discredited allegations a centerpiece of their impeachment push against President Biden. For immediate release, February 15th, 2024, sorry, folks, there's a little extra text tacked on to the end of that. And now we are going to take a look at what's happening with the president this weekend. President Biden, he is expected to make his way here to the coast tomorrow night after spending the first part of his day in Pittsburgh. The president will be staying at his Rehoboth Beach home. Flight restrictions, those are in place. He's expected to be here around 9 p.m. and he'll be here through the weekend.
We are thrilled to announce that CoastTV has a brand new Facebook page. For the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions, make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen. Stay connected with us.
We have a lot more news for you tonight on Delmarva.
Still to come, rules and regulations. Yes, marijuana is now legal in Delaware, but there's still a lot the state needs to figure out, and they want to hear from you as they do.
The winter pattern is going to go from cold to bold, with some of our models indicating 3 inches of possible snow or more. The updated tracking of this latest winter storm is coming right up.
And next, under new management, Deauville Beach is now in the hands of the state. The changes that DenRec is looking to make, we're going to be back in just 60 seconds.
At Rite Aid, we know your yoga routine is more than a workout. It's a ticket to cheat day. That your eye drops do more than soothe eyes. They keep you scrolling all night. And that your skincare is more than just me time. So from your bedtime routine to your wake-up rituals, it means more at Rite Aid. Get up to date on your flu and COVID-19 vaccinations so you don't miss a moment with the ones you love. Over 60, you may need your RSV vaccination too. Schedule ahead or just walk in.
Uncover the perfect blend of comfort, innovation, and safety at Gateway Subaru. And right now, it's your choice. Choose what fits your lifestyle and budget. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Forester for only $299 a month. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 2.9%. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Gateway Subaru, where every choice leads to a new adventure. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
After almost 50 years, the city of Rehoboth Beach is not going to renew its lease with the Deauville Beach property. DenRec announced that yesterday, that it's going to be taking over management of the property. DenRec believes the city did not continue the lease on that property because, according to state commissioners, they may have been losing money operating the property. Since Deauville Beach will be managed by the state, there is a chance that the paid parking season, that could run from March 1st to November 30th. One person believes increasing the paid parking season for a beach that is mainly used by locals is not right.
Seems like the only time I've been here, the people around here are annual residents. So it seems like a tax on the annual residents, which might not be the intent, but it seems a little bit unfair.
DenRec says at this time there's no set fee in place, and that March 1st date, that could get pushed back to later.
Happening tomorrow, you can help clean up the coast. The Cape and Lopin State Park took to Facebook this week to say it's noticed a lot of litter washing up lately. A cleanup event is planned from 1 to 3 at Beach Plum Island and Nature Preserve. Supplies are provided, and it is bitter cold tonight, so dress for that weather. It's only gonna keep getting colder.
Not only is it only going to keep getting colder, it's going to start getting snowier. Well, let's say snowy because that's the start in order to go from snowy to snowier, technically and literally speaking. So our Irish Eyes camera right now in Lewis is showing us that we're holding at 39 degrees. The wind's out of the southwest at about 5 miles per hour. We're going to hold in the 40s for the rest of the night with clear skies. If you don't already have our app and you want the weather quickly but with a phone call away, simply call our Coast TV First Alert weather line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, and it's brought to you, sponsored by Baird, Mendalis, Brockstadt, and Federico. I knew I was going to mess that up one day, and today was that day. Thank you for sponsoring anyway, guys. Sorry if I messed it up. All right, so winter storm or winter weather advisory is in effect for Kent, Newcastle. This is watching out for about 2 to 4 inches of snow in Kent County. We're just below that, okay? Now, Mallory was asking me during the commercial break, is it going to be worse? Yes. Okay, so there. All right, gale wind warning. We're looking at for gusty winds, about 45 mile per hour winds. When I say worse, I'm talking about instead of 1 to 2 inches, I'm talking about 3 to 4. So we're still in that general range, but that's worse, technically speaking. We have a lot of moisture that's coming in out of the south. That's going to set the stage and kind of give the storm something to chomp on when it arrives. Think of the storm as a big Pac-Man, and it's chomping its way right along the East Coast. Right now, we're at 34 degrees, for example, in Georgetown. And here's how the Pac-Man game will play out, so to speak. The winds out of the northwest. And then Saturday by the early morning hours, and I call this Cinderella snow because it's going to happen after midnight. You see, by 1:30, we have the snow pushing into Milford, Georgetown, Milton, Millsboro, and Selbyville, just gobbling up all the moisture that we're accumulating from all the moisture that came out of the south courtesy of that wind. Notice that the snow covers everything at 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of us are going to be asleep, okay? 7:30. It clears out. This latest model says it's out of the way by 7:30. Now, before you start cheering, tomorrow morning, the model is going to show this coming right back here and sticking around till 10 o'clock. Don't let it fool you. I've been doing this for for 4 decades. I'm telling you, don't get happy just yet. We're going to watch out for the snow until 10 o'clock Saturday. But then it'll get better. But look at the range. We're looking at 1 to 3 and then 2 to 4. So we're going to be more between, let's say, 2 to 4, down towards, let's say, Georgetown. That would be the worst case scenario. And I'm only giving you the worst case scenario so you can plan for the best. Because look at our modeling is backing off instead of saying 3.5 inches going down to 2.5 inches. But it could bump back up again depending on how the moisture plays out as that storm gets closer to us. The thing I'm very sure about is how cold it's going to be. We're going to feel like 17 and 18 degrees Sunday morning. The other mornings we're going to feel like the 20s, but I just thought I would pluck out Sunday just to show you how cold it's going to feel. And Monday, by the way, will be in the mid-20s in the early morning hours too. So with that being said, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. We have a first alert morning, not whole day, morning. The storm starts at midnight. It should come to an end by 10 o'clock at the very latest, 7:30 at the earliest.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come, burned to the ground. A pole barn in Salisbury reduced to ashes. We have the details.
And new funding takes flight. Coming up next, why this airline's hub is getting an upgrade.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Have you seen those crazy HVAC deals? Don't fall for that. At Above and Beyond Service Heating and Cooling, we just don't make promises, we deliver results. With our Peace of Mind maintenance agreement, you can rest assured we will keep up with your system throughout the year. We're a local company. You're not just a customer, you're our neighbor. Take advantage of our 0% finance for up to 72 months or up to $3,000 in rebates on a new train system. Call Above and Beyond Services to keep your family comfortable. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
The best of the best pre-owned vehicles are at IGBurton.com, Delmarva's pre-owned headquarters. We sell only the best of the best, cars, trucks, and SUVs. And IG Burton will pay you top dollar for your trade-in, no matter what you drive. Shop the best of the best pre-owned vehicles right now at IGBurton.com. From vehicles under $10,000 to vehicles over $100,000. You'll find what you're looking for at IGBurton.com. Nobody beats a Burton deal on pre-owned. Nobody.
New at 11, if you fly Avelo Airlines out of Wilmington, well, new grant money might improve your experience. Delaware's congressional lawmakers announced a $5.6 million grant just today. The goal is to help Avelo Airlines achieve greater operational and schedule flexibility. The money comes from the bipartisan infrastructure law to fund improvements to the Wilmington airport and to add jobs.
New at 11, a pole barn in Salisbury has completely burned down. The Maryland State Fire Marshal says the fire happened here on Riverside Drive Extension around 9:45 this morning. It took firefighters 2 hours to get it under control. No one was injured. More than $100,000 in damage is estimated there. The Fire Marshal's office is investigating.
Just a quick reminder out there for our deer hunters, Delaware's deer hunting season. It's over, and that means it is time to pick up your portable deer stands and ground blinds from the wildlife areas. You can see an example of what one looks like on your screen here, although if you have one out there, you probably know. Hunters have until February 15th to do this. Now, if you leave them there after this date, DNREC might take them away. These stands and blinds can only be in wildlife areas from August 1st every year, and you need to let DNREC know you're putting them there.
In Delaware, a step is being taken to set up rules for the recreational marijuana industry. You can now share your feedback with the Office of the Marijuana Commissioner on the proposed rules for businesses that will sell it. This move comes after the legalization of recreational marijuana for people 21 and older last year. Delawareans have until March 29th to review the draft regulations online and weigh in.
Coming up in sports, Easton basketball trying to handle Cambridge South Dorchester. Its second Bayside loss of the season.
But first, generic drug shortage. Those cheaper meds are hard to find right now, and one organization wants to know why.
The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Get great offers on Ford's full lineup of SUVs, designed to give you freedom, confidence, and connectivity. The time is now, America. And the savings is here. Don't miss the President's Day sales event going on now. Get 0% financing for 60 months plus up to $500 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Is the name of your bank changing again? The Farmers Bank of Willards has been a local independent bank for nearly 100 years. When you bank local, your money stays here in our community, where it benefits our local businesses, farms, and families. The Farmers Bank has real people ready to help and world-class features like our free mobile banking app with Locket debit card security, a Smart Sense savings program, and free checking with no minimum balance. Stop paying extra fees and switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
Are you dreaming of the perfect shower or bath to elevate your daily routine into a spa-like experience? Baths by Spicer Brothers can make your dream a reality.
With factory certified 5-star installation guaranteed. And right now, receive 50% off installation, a free shower door upgrade, and a free deluxe shower head. Plus, enjoy your new shower now and pay later with no interest and no payments for 18 months.
Choose your favorite style and color, and it can be installed in as little as 1 day. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation because you deserve the best.
Plumbing problems?
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Heating problems?
If it's cold outside and your heater's not running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
Marital problems? Yeah, call that guy.
If your toilet won't flush and your water stops running, pick up the phone and call East Coast Plumbing.
For all your plumbing and heating needs.
Hi, it's Peter Guida, and on this episode of McQueen Classics, we're going to define what a classic car is. Any car 25 years or older, 1997 and below. So if it's languishing in your garage, we're going to come get it. We're going to turn it into cash. We're going to help you sell it. Seriously, we're going to come get it. It's time for the ride of your dreams from McQueen's. Behind the new Redners on Route 9 in Lewis.
One of the only things worse than being sick and needing medication is being sick, needing medication, and not being able to get it. Right now, some pharmacies are running low on certain generic drugs. Now, federal regulators and the Department of Health and Human Services are looking into what's behind the shortages. HHS says they plan to look at drug purchasing and wholesale companies to see if they're disrupting the supply chain. The agencies are already teaming up with the Justice Department to see how corporate control of healthcare affects patients. A lot of people are going to sit up on their couch right now with a "where was that option when I went to college" sort of feeling, because the first scholarships for cornhole have been handed out. Yes, the little backyard game is big business, and schools are willing to pay for the best players. 2 teams from Colorado have become the first Division I 5-star cornhole recruits in the whole country. On National Signing Day, Jackson Remick and Gavin Heyman, they confirmed they're going to play for Winthrop University this fall. That's in South Carolina. It's the first school to even offer cornhole scholarships.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In Bayside Hoops, Easton trying to hand Cambridge South Dorchester its second Bayside loss to close out the regular season. DSN's Luke Mealy breaks down the action.
It was CSD able to come out with the road victory 79-60. They outscored the Warriors 21-11 in the second frame. getting ahead 33-23 at the half, and the three-pointers just kept flying down. Marshall Bailey and the Warriors tried to put enough together to come back in this game. They were able to keep it at single digits. They actually won the third quarter by a point, but Pinder and company were just too much to handle. Ja'Kai Brooks did his part, banked in a three-pointer again. He had 19 points for Easton. Bailey did everything he could on the assist. Nice finish down low by Ramirez. But in the end, CSD just too much. How about the performance from Anthony Hughes as well in the fourth quarter? And here was our play of the game. Kobe Ennels rising up with the left hand, throwing it down. The emotion as well. A big performance from Ennels. He was one of 5 Vikings in double figures. He had 11. And how about the and one from Pinder? The scoop shot finish. He did just about everything. We know what Marshall Bailey can do on the Easton side. He had a huge performance in this game as well. Give him 18 points. But nothing could overcome the performance from Pinder and company, leading Cambridge South Dorchester to a 79-60 win.
That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Get your camera ready to snap QR codes that reveal big savings during Toyota's President's event, where special low APR financing can mean thousands in savings on a growing number of in-stock SUVs. Right now, get a RAV4 or Highlander with low 3.99% APR, plus special President's event savings of $500 Toyota finance cash. Visit buyatoyota.com to find President's event deals on your favorite vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
I had stage 4 breast cancer, and my child had to be born, that they were going to take her by emergency C-section. They did not know if she was going to make it. I was like, this is not my story. This is not my daughter's story. This is not how this is going to go. And the doctor looked at me and was like, we're going to make this okay. The people of Bay Health had a commitment to me and to my children.
Bright yellow dandelions, a clear signal that the time for prevention is now, for crabgrass and clover are soon to follow. Hillside Lawn Service has been making lawns around the Chesapeake healthier and weed-free for over 30 years. They don't mow it, they grow it. Hillside certified agronomists test your soil, apply exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Their high-efficiency formulas help protect our waterways. Switch to Hillside now and get $25 off their annual maintenance program. Call Hillside Lawn Service for your free assessment.
Coastal Home Roofing is your source for all your roofing and siding needs. We do not take any down payment. You don't pay until the job is done. Protect your home even further by taking advantage of our lifetime labor warranty. Schedule a free immediate estimate with our team by visiting our website or giving us a call at 866-976-5462. Coastal Home Roofing. Delmarva's roofing and siding experts.
Are you facing a DUI charge or caught up in a criminal case? I'm Asim Gulab with the law offices of Tunnel and Razor. Whether your matter is in JP Court, Family Court, the Court of Common Pleas, or Superior Court, let me help you navigate through the criminal justice system and get you past this challenging time. Our team will examine the evidence, challenge the prosecution against you, and strive for the best outcome for you. I will fight tirelessly to achieve the justice you deserve. Your problem is my problem now.
The state's largest indoor garage sale is coming to Cape Henlopen High School from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday. The Rehoboth Beach Dewey Beach Chamber of Commerce says 100 vendors will set up shop for the 2024 Merchants Attic. Shop handmade items, antiques, and more.
Well, our umbrella giveaway winner tonight is Sean Stein Griffin of Salisbury. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Remember, all you have to do is enter, but you can't win if you don't enter. All right, so our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, we're holding at 46 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest at about 4 miles per hour, and we're looking for temperatures to stay in the low 40s, but staying very clear as far as the skyline is concerned. Tonight's not a problem, and you know what? Friday's not a problem. Saturday morning, once again, I'm calling it Cinderella snow because it's going to kick in for us by the time we hit midnight. We have a winter weather advisory already in effect for Kent and Newcastle, just not technically for us here in Sussex. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Remember, it's a first alert morning, and we're looking for that snow to continue until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Little known fact, Paul calls it Cinderella snow because he tends to lose his shoes. Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.